welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a long time since I've said those words, but what I thought I would do is just fill you all in what I've been doing since I left university, well, over 3 years ago now. A lot has happened in my life, that's fair to say, and so I just wanted to kind of let you know what's been going on and what's going on at the moment, because I'm about to start something very exciting, a new chapter in my life. It probably makes sense to start from the beginning, so from when I left university in 2021. From there I moved to London with my friend Henry, who, for those who've been with my channel for a while and have watched my vlogs, I have mentioned him one or two times. I moved in with him and I moved to London in order to do the bar training course, or the bar course. It has numerous different names, but so for those who want to become a barrister, the first stage would be to do either a law degree or another degree, and then you do a conversion course known as the GDL. And then once you've done essentially the academic stage, you do the bar course stage. So I did the bar course at BPP in London, in central London, and that was for a year. Essentially it was two parts. First part covered civil litigation, criminal litigation, and submission advocacy, and then the second part was more about things like, for example, examination chief and cross-examination. So I did that for a year. It was good. Teaching was good. It was the important thing that you have to do, and thankfully, despite some of the ups and downs that I had while I was doing the bar course, which I'll touch upon later, I was able to achieve distinction on the bar course. I happened to do the bar course with an LLM, which was an option. For the LLM, I did a dissertation on protest law, which I had written about before, and I was quite interested in. Around the time, or just before I left university, I had applied and joined Gray's Inn. So there are 4 Inns of Court that, if you want to become a barrister, you will need to be a member of. You'll be a member of one of those 4 Inns of Court. I chose to join Gray's Inn. That was in part based on an experience I had while at university, I think in 2019, so almost 5 years ago, when I went to Gray's Inn for an advocacy experience and got to see Gray's Inn, got to learn about it and learn about its history and what it's all about, what it represents. I think from that point, but also learning that it was the Inn of, Lady Hale, but also that was a smaller inn. That's what got me interested in Gray's Inn, and then, as I say, I then decided to join Gray's Inn. I think it was May 2021, around about that time, so I've now been part of that inn for over 3 years. And well, there's a lot I can say about what I've done at Gray's Inn so far as a member. Just to fill you in what I've been doing at Gray's Inn, I was called to the bar at the end of 2022, so that was a great moment. Everyone needs to be called to the bar, certainly before you start second 6 of pupillage. I'll talk about that more later, but yeah, I got called to the bar at the end of 2022. It was a fantastic occasion. My mum and my nana and my godfather was there. It was just a fantastic, beautiful occasion. It allowed for 2022 to end on a really positive note after what had been some difficult moments earlier on in the year. For over 2 years, I worked in the hospitality team at Gray's Inn, and this actually is a good opportunity to kind of fill you in and just provide a context as to why I took on this job. So at the start of 2022, financially, things were not looking that good. I was running out of money very quickly, and of course I had the bar course to pay for, I had rent to pay for, living expenses to pay for, and things got a bit, well, not so good. So I needed to find a job, and luckily there was an advertisement in an email from the student body at Gray's Inn known as Aegis. It advertised this job, this opportunity to be involved with the hospitality department at the inn. So I signed up for it, did a trial shift, and then I was in that job for over 2 years, only finishing at the end of July of this year. It's been a fantastic experience. I have gained so many different skills, whether it's leadership or communication or organization, but also it really improved my confidence. When I started the job, I was probably quite shy, not sure what to do, but then by the end of it, I was leading people, because I had responsibility for the food service at the summer events in the walks at Gray's Inn. So the transformation from where I was when I started to where I am now is something I'm quite proud of. But it was also a fantastic job because I got to meet so many members of the inn, whether they were students or barristers or benchers or more senior members of the inn, treasurers of the inn, but also meet so many people outside of the inn, outside of the legal profession, because as part of the hospitality department, they would do inn events, but they would also do weddings and conferences and meetings and all of these various things that can be hosted at a place like Gray's Inn. And so that was fantastic. But also I got to meet and become friends with so many great people. One person, for example, my friend Barbara, who was my manager, but also we are now really good friends. I did that for 2 years. It came out of a need. I needed a job, I needed some money, but I gained so much from it, and hopefully it'll put me in good stead for what I'll be doing next. Other things I've been doing at Gray's Inn, I might have mentioned on this channel before, Miscellany. Miscellany is the annual Christmas show that is performed at Gray's Inn. I started that in 2021, so the year I joined the inn. I was at this bar course introductory event, which all students go to when they start the bar course. And during that event, the now former preacher of the inn approached me and mentioned this Miscellany that he was taking part in and thought that maybe I should take part in. So I put my name on wrote my name on the paper, as it were. And then when the first rehearsal came about, I remember and ahhing about whether or not to go. And then in the end, I did decide to go. And that was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made, because the joy of Miscellany is it's a lot of fun. It's run by the members, so it's run by students and barristers and benchers. People like Lady Hale or the treasurer of the inn will take part in it. And it's just a lovely thing to be part of. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter what title or rank you are, when you were called, how senior you are. That doesn't matter. It's just about having fun and making really good friends on the way. Miscellany has helped my life a lot, as did my hospitality job, especially when I was struggling in 2022. Just having friends around, people to support me, who have continued to support me as I've been applying for pupillage and getting ready for pupillage, which I'll talk about more in a moment. So it's been a lot of fun. I've done all sorts of things in it. I've been a caterpillar in Alice in Wonderland. I've been a sailor, and I'm sure I'll do other exciting things because I do plan to be in it this year. So this will be my 4th year, I think, doing it. So did in 2021, 2022, 2023, and then this year will be 2024. So my 4th year of doing it. So looking forward to it. Should be exciting. What else have I done? Well, the joy of Gray's Inn is there's so many different things that you can do. This year, for example, we had Scottish dancing, which was a lot of fun, which culminated in a ceilidh. And during the summer, we did some dance lessons, some ballroom dance lessons, which were a lot of fun. So I've been keeping myself busy. The former preacher, I think, said I wore many hats. So in other words, I was doing all sorts of different things at the inn, and I love doing it. I've been a moot coach, and so during moots, I would be giving them feedback afterwards as to how they did during the moot, in terms of their advocacy, how they presented themselves, etc. And I've really enjoyed doing it. Gray's Inn is such a great place to be part of. It's very much a community, almost a family, I would say, actually. I will continue to be part of Gray's Inn, well, for the rest of my life, and so I'll be continuing to get involved in the various things that they do. So Gray's Inn has been a big part of the last 3 years, and it will continue to play a big part in my life. What else have I done? Well, I have been back to Cambridge, of course. In 2022, I went back to Cambridge for my in-person graduation. So I graduated in absentia in 2021. That was partially because of the pandemic at the time, but I did manage to have an in-person graduation ceremony in 2022, which was brilliant, fantastic. It was good to be back. Being in that Senate House is just wow, just simply wow. And my dad and my godfather was there for that, which was amazing. And I have been back to Cambridge a couple of times since, especially for the Cooler annual dinner. So Cooler is the Cambridge University Liberal Association. I was part of that while I was at university. A lot of good fun, do some really good events. If you've watched my vlogs, you'll know I've mentioned spirited discussions. And I try to go back, at least for the Cooler annual dinner, just to show my support, my appreciation, because I did enjoy my time being part of that society, and I still am a member of it. I do enjoy going back to Cambridge. It's a lovely place. I had a lot of good times there. It's a shame that the pandemic interrupted it quite a bit, but I do have a lot of happy memories from it. And of course, this channel started as vlogs about my time in Cambridge. Just to fill you in on more recent events over the last year or so, the next stage after completing the bar course is that you would apply for and get pupillage. Pupillage is essentially the training stage of the journey to becoming a barrister. The task was to apply for pupillage, which is not an easy thing. A lot of people apply for not a lot of places, in terms of like the ratio of applications to actual places. So I applied first in 2022 and got one first round interview. Essentially, for the majority of them, it's stage one is an application form. If you pass that, there will be a first round interview. If you pass that, there'll be a second round interview. And then, of course, the decision will be made as to whether or not to offer pupillage. So it's quite a long process, an unusual process when it comes to job applications. I applied the first time around, got one first round interview, and so I made the effort to try and get some experience, whether that was marshalling a judge or doing some mini pupillages, which are like work experience in a chambers, in a barrister's chambers. And then I applied in 2023 and was successful in that I got an offer from 5 Essex Chambers, or as they were then known as 5 Essex Court. It was interesting because on the day it was a reserve. So what that meant is that they had made the offer to other people, but they had put me on essentially the reserve list. On that day, emotions were all over the place. I was nervous, sad, happy, all emotions, like I said, all over the place. Later that same day, I got a call from Chambers saying that actually I was no longer a reservee. I was now an offeree. They were going to offer me a pupillage place, and I was, well, to say the least, over the moon. That happened in May 2023, so well over a year ago. 5 Essex Chambers, they are civil public law set. They're known for their work in police law, but also in inquests and public inquiries, and I'm really looking forward to starting. At the time I'm recording this, I'm just over 2 weeks away from starting my pupillage. How am I feeling about it? Well, I'm excited for it, in part because I've waited quite a while to actually start, but also I'm excited because they do the areas that I'm interested in, especially public law. I've always been interested in public law, so I'm looking forward to what's in store. Will it be easy? No, it won't be. I'm nervous about all of it in some ways because there will be a lot to learn, a lot to understand and get to grips with. Hopefully I'll be good enough for them, because of course at the end of pupillage they have to decide whether or not they want to keep me on as a tenant. I should say the way pupillage works is it's 12 months and it's divided into 2 sets of 6 months. The first 6 months usually involves you being with a supervisor or supervisors, and you follow them in terms of, like, if they go into court, you accompany them to there. You'll also do like work for your supervisor and maybe for other members of chambers. And then your second 6, you'll be on your feet. So you'll actually be in court, doing advocacy, representing clients. I'm excited and nervous, which I think is natural to feel, but I am looking forward to start, and it'll be exciting. Of course, I'll have the wider support of the inn, of my family, my friends, people I've met over the years, so that will hopefully be of some help and some comfort as I'm going through the challenges that will come during and after pupillage. So yeah, a lot has happened in my life over the last few years. There have been ups, there have been downs, and there have been downs, but I'm here. I've persevered. I'm not going to give up anytime soon. Whatever challenges come my way, I will give things my best shot. Whatever has passed, the best is yet to come. That may be a message that I got from some lyrics from a BTS song, potentially. I can neither confirm nor deny that, but it is an important message I always like to share with people, that whatever has passed, good and bad, the best for you is yet to come. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of fill you in on what I've been doing. I should say, actually, there's one more thing I forgot to mention, which is that recently in May of 2024, so May of this year, I went abroad for the very first time ever. That first trip abroad was to Japan. So yes, my first trip abroad ever. I go all the way to the other side of the world to Japan, and on my own. So I spent 2 weeks in Japan, going to Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, Hiroshima, Miyajima, all these amazing places, and it was just a fantastic experience. Each place had its own unique identity, whether it was going on a boat ride in Osaka or learn how to make matcha tea in Kyoto. It was just amazing. I think one place I would particularly highlight is this place called Minobu. There is this temple lodgings that you can stay at, and it's just a fantastic place. It's a bit off the beaten track, but it's just really good, and they are especially good to international visitors, foreign visitors, tourists. That place was amazing, and I would recommend it to anyone who's going to Japan. The place is called Kakurimbo in Minobu. But yeah, it's a fantastic place, and I do plan to go back to Japan, hopefully next year, we'll see, but certainly at some point in the future, because I barely scratched the surface in terms of what there is to explore in Japan. But yeah, that was just a really, really good experience. I do want to just address this channel. I do apologise that I never got finished the bar course vlogs. In part, it was just life just took over, and especially when I was going through various difficulties and issues in 2022, it was just I had to focus on myself and my health, my mental health especially. So I'm sorry that those videos never happened, and I'm sorry that I haven't been as active on here, really in part, as I say, because life just takes over. And with of course pupillage on the horizon, I'm probably not going to be that active on here that much. I'm not ending this channel, I'm not closing this channel up, I'm not going to delete it 2 weeks after this video is uploaded. I want to keep this channel for people to watch, because over the years people have approached me saying, you know, I've watched your channel and it put a smile on my face, or it helped me to decide which university to go to, or it just got me interested in law, whatever it might be. In some way, the number of subscribers I have doesn't really matter, and that's because when I created this YouTube channel, the aim was to just, you know, record my life at Cambridge, something that my family could watch, something that my friends could watch, could see what I was getting up to, but also it would be, you know, in a way, virtual diaries of what I did while I was at Cambridge, so I could look back at them years later and be like, oh yeah, I did that, oh yeah, I did that, oh yes, I remember that. So that was the aim, but as I say, since then people have approached me saying, I watch your YouTube channel and I really benefit from it, or just put a smile on my face. And to be honest, if this channel has in some even small tiny way has had a positive impact on one of your lives or someone that you know who's watched my channel, then my channel has been a success, and I couldn't be any more happy and proud of this. So yeah, this channel's not ending. There might not be much content on it over the next few years, but it's not ending, and never say never. Who knows what I could do on here. We just have to see. We'll see what the future has in store for all of us. I just want to say, you know, thank you to everyone who's liked the videos, subscribed, shared them, and you know, even if you've just watched 5 minutes of one vlog, I'm grateful. I really am. So yeah, I just wanted to fill you in what I've been doing. If you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on all my social medias, which are in the description below, and whenever it may be, I hope to see you in the next video.